We're at the Indiana University School of Informatics, and right now taking place is Webfest. So let's go in and see what's going on.
One flag, right? I'm Nathan here with the Packet Sniffers, and we're here with Blair at the School of Informatics.
Yep.
And we've got the Webfest here at Indiana University. Would you like to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, we just kind of wanted to put a chance together for the students and the faculty to get together and play some video games, eat some food, and get some great prizes. We've got a bunch of stuff coming from sponsors. We've got a Halo 2 competition going on, which is pretty popular, getting a little rowdy. We've got a Counter-Strike tournament going on, which is getting a little rowdy. It's kind of fun. Be here all day. Pretty good opportunity to come out and play some games and eat some food and win some prizes, basically.
Cool. All right. Do you guys have a contest or something this morning? Or a web design?
Yeah, we've got a web design contest going on right now, and there's a couple teams in it right now. And basically, the goal is to design a website for a not-for-profit healthcare organization based out of Indianapolis. So they're working on that right now, chugging away. So.
Okay. So what kind of prizes do you have for that contest?
Well, for the web contest, I'm not allowed to tell you what the prizes are yet.
Okay.
But kind of some of the stuff we're giving out, like the best prize is a Pocket PC. We've got a bunch of copies of Microsoft OneNote 2003. We've got shirts, T-shirts, sweatshirts, blankets from. We got some stuff from A.G. Edwards, Microsoft. We got all sorts of stuff, basically.
All right. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Trying to have another event like this in the spring. We just want an opportunity for everyone to come out and have a good time, get the name of the School of Informatics out there, get some recognition, maybe help some people learn a little bit more about the school. So.
We have a copy of Microsoft OneNote 2003 to give away, and also one of these Microsoft T-shirts. So I'm just going to do a drawing now for that. And anyone can enter this raffle.
They say some things never change, but fortunately for the Commodore 64, this statement isn't true. Mr. Yosef from the IDE 64 project was kind enough to donate this one for us, and it's helped out immensely, and we're going to cover it for you. And the IDE 64 basically enables you to hook up IDE devices to your Commodore 64, such as hard drives and CD-ROMs. This comes in really handy. a lot of people can attest to the fact that after a while the old Commodore disks start to give out and you start losing a lot of your fun programs. Well, with the ID64, it enables you to get a hard drive onto your system, lets you download stuff, lets you possibly copy your old disks onto the hard drive, a little bit more reliable media, and you'll run into less headaches down the road. I think one of the biggest assets of the IDE64 is simplicity. And in simplicity, I just mean the ease of use, the easy relation between the drives and the machine itself. When you're using this, it's seeing the CD-ROM and the hard drive just as another disk drive. Gives it a drive number, no special things involved. Also, same with the PC link that you can use with this. It'll see your PC as another drive. You have like a temp folder, and you can just swap files between your PC and your Commodore with little to no problem. Also is the documentation. This is very well documented, and it's not a poor excuse for documentation. It doesn't give you a picture of the product that you just bought and have little circles and dashes about, well, this is that, this is that. This actually goes into like real details about the board. It goes into the commands that it's actually, loading into your system. It has, just a great explanation of its product, which is what documentation should be. It needs to be a well-rounded explanation of your product and not a cryptic sales pitch.
No marketing fluff.
Yeah, no marketing fluff. Just lots of good stuff. Also built into the board is many useful tools such as the file manager and other things like that. So you can do a lot of things just from the board itself to physically manipulate the drives at your disposal. This plugs into your cartridge port. Just as you'd plug in any cartridge, you just slide it in and it loads the instruction set on top of BASIC and gives you a lot of DOS commands. Lets you dir, ll, mkdir, rename directories, all that kind of stuff. On this card, you'll notice that there is compact flash attachment, so you could technically boot off of that or store media there. Then there is an IDE connector, so you can hook up a master and slave device, or just one if you want. Then down here is pretty interesting. It's a bus attachment that lets you hook up serial ports, the Ethernet attachment, all kinds of stuff. Now, installation of the IDE64 is fairly simple, being that it's in cartridge form. The whole card's just, there we go, tight fit. And that, you've just installed the hardware into your system. You popped it in the cartridge slot. That's it. You didn't open the case. You didn't take out a little bay divider. You didn't hunt for an empty ISO or PCI slot. You just installed the card. You want to hook up your drives accordingly and designate one master, one slave. Here we have the hard drive set up as master and the CD-ROM set up as slave. And after you get them wired up accordingly, you plug the IDE cable right into the card, which is the top slot by the compact flash adapter. Now, the next thing that I'd like to bring up is the Commodore cannot supply our drives with the power they need, just because it wasn't designed for that. So you will need a just typical PC power supply. I gutted one out of a old machine that I had laying around. So when you start up the machine, you'll want to start your drives first, Commodore second, and this is where the IDE64 will start to do its searching and stuff. It'll find the drives automatically. Now, once you have your Commodore started up and all the drives are seen, using the IDE64 is actually pretty easy. You can just type in a manager command and it will divide up the screen for you, master and slave device, or however you want to see it. You can have two screens so you can copy and paste from one drive to the next. It's pretty easy, or you can just use it to navigate around your hard drive and find programs, sound files, image files, or whatever you just want to mess around with. So right now I'm going to find something, And I think I want a song, so I'll go down here and find one. And
I'm going to turn your brightness down just a bit. That's cool. That's cool.
I just launched a SID. It found the association with the high voltage SID collection, and it did the rest for me. It launched the high voltage SID player and the image that I wanted, and that's all there is to it. Now that URL that you see at the bottom of the screen is a place where you can find cracked games that will work with the IDE 64, and also links to other programs pertaining to the IDE 64. One thing that I thought I'd pass on, we found that it makes reference to the format utility that they call IDE format, when in fact it's really called format4.prg, and it's located in the root directory of the supplied CD-ROM. That command's important because that's what you use to format the hard drive. And you have to do that the first time in order to use the hard drive with the Commodore. With this peripheral, we've barely scratched the surface of what the C64 is really capable of. Hopefully in later episodes we'll obtain some more peripheral cards, such as the Ethernet card and other things, so we can show you networking with the C64 as well as its multitasking capabilities.
browsing through the latest edition of Servo magazine this last month, and I came across a little item called the Ant 8, and this is it. It's USB attached, and what this is an 8-channel logic analyzer. This is quite an amazing little device. I've been looking for a logic analyzer personally for a while now. They're pretty expensive, even on the used market. The ones that I've come across are fairly pricey. You know, a 15, 20-year-old logic analyzer, I still try to get $1,000 out of it or something. You know? So for $200, my interest was piqued, and I went ahead and picked it up. And not much to this little guy. Very basic. There's the probe set, probe set is extra, make sure you get that. There's also the Ant 16, which is a 16-channel logic analyzer. Triggers, fires up to 500 megahertz. Of course, with the more advanced triggering, that drops down, 250 or 100 megahertz, depending on what you're doing. But that's still more than adequate for most reverse engineering purposes, or for basic, projecting and stuff. Of course, the other component to this is the software on the laptop. Currently they only ship a Windows software, but that's good enough for now. The ability to plug in your own lead set means you can build trace lines into your circuit and just hook up the DB9 connection right into, build that into your application if you're using this for something you've engineered yourself. Of course, what's a lot of fun is using this to figure out how other things work that you didn't engineer and create yourself. Here is the software that we're using with the Ant 8 that comes with it, and it's just generic piece of Windows software. Works same piece of software for the Ant 8 or the Ant 16, and it can detect all your modules that you currently have plugged in. You can check your triggering or your clock speed that you're sampling at, and we're using channel 0 and 1 here. You can see where we've got a little bit of data out there that we've captured. As an example of what we're going to do, we're just going to monitor some ICs in this cordless telephone, and what you can see here, we've got some ribbon cables already attached to some chips inside the unit, and you can see right there is a little EEPROM 1K that we've tapped into the data line that connects to the microprocessor, the larger chip above it. And why might that be interesting? Well, let's just take a look here. Let's go ahead and set it up to capture. We're going to wait for it to trigger. We're going to lift, recradle the handset, and oh look, we've got some more different set of traces out there. And just so you can see that again, I'm going to start it again. I'll recradle the handset. What happens is when you cradle the handset on your cordless telephone, a security code is transmitted from the base station to the handset, and the security code is what prevents, say, someone else's handset from picking up your base station, and that is the security that is advertised on most 900 megahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, and newer model phones. We may have a future segment about that in an upcoming episode of the Packet Sniffers, but anyway, that gives you a good idea of what kind of things you can do and monitor inside of electronic devices with a logic analyzer. Really like this unit to open up a lot of doors as far as what we can present to you on the Packet Sniffers, and hopefully we'll have many more segments with using information gained by this device. I hope you've enjoyed that. And again, that's the Ant 8 from Salig. We'll have a link, well, you can see the link right now, and also on our website, of course, for the episode write-up, www.packetsniffers.org.
As you might know, besides classic computers and just things old, I like classic video games, and before me I have a whole, well, not my whole collection, but I do have a collection of some Nintendo carts. Not really rare carts, but obscure carts. Everybody, anybody has a Mario and Duck Hunt. I'd like to say that I have a Shadow of the Ninja and Journey to Silius, and a lot of people go, what? And being obscure, people would compare it to the Rarity Guide and think that it's a big money cart, when in fact I bought it at GameStop for 85 cents or a flea market for a nickel, and that's just how I like it. What I wanted to talk about right now was Tengen cartridges. Tengen produced a lot of good games, but their Nintendo cartridges were obscure for the main fact that they didn't have the say-so from Nintendo to be producing these cartridges, and that's why I love them so much. Here we have Pac-Man, and they released that, which is an authentic arcade reproduction, and then what could be more better than Pac-Man than Ms. Pac-Man, another great reproduction of an arcade classic. Also, I found this at a flea market. It's called Skull and Crossbones. Now, a lot of people would think, hey, this is a ripoff of Pirates, isn't it? When in fact it's not. It's completely different, and it's a really fun game. This one is Roadrunner. I think they didn't have Nintendo's approval, and they probably didn't have Warner Brothers' approval either. And what made me draw that conclusion is the picture here. I'll get real close. Not the best artwork. I don't think there was a team of Warner Brother artists laboring over this one. In fact, I don't think there's a person at Tengen really laboring over this one either. But it's a fun game, and that's really all that matters. That's really all you can say about Nintendo, is it's fun, and that's the whole point. This one is probably my favorite Tengen cart, Rolling Thunder. It's a pretty common one too. The fact is, I love the arcade game. I like the Nintendo one. I think it's just the fact of my love for the arcade that makes this cartridge so much fun. Just because it reminds me of going in and playing it from countless hours. Also, if all those games weren't enough, we had this other non-sanctioned cartridge, Exodus. It was a biblical game. There were actually quite a few of these biblical games out there. I had one called Joshua, and then I had the Four Apostles. Yeah, Four Apostles. Well, anyways, these weren't given the okay by Nintendo or the Lord, so these guys were really bad. Black cartridge, a lot different than the Tengen. They were even striking to be different also, although they weren't that different because Color Dreams had the exact same cartridges.
If you zoom in on the back, doesn't it say Color Dreams on there?
Does it? Yes, manufactured by Color Dreams Incorporated. I didn't know that. Also, if you were just sick of doing the Bible thing, you could go straight into Venice Beach Volleyball, baby, and look at all the bikinis you want. Now you may be asking, where's his Nintendo? Mr. Fancy Pants has all these Nintendo games, but he has no Nintendo. That's where you're wrong. I picked up this little guy. A lot of you may have seen this online or have it in your possession, and for the ones that do have this in their possession, you're a lucky person and welcome to the club. This is the GameAxe. It says, Anywhere Color Video Game System. What a slogan. But you know what? That's probably the best slogan out of all the pirated Japanese Famicom systems. And yes, that's exactly what this puppy is. That's not a 72-pin connector, folks. That is a Famicom connector, which I believe is 60. It's a full working NES or Famicom. And it came packed with this little gem, which is the Famicom to NES adapter. You plug in your favorite Nintendo game, and voila, pops right in, and you have portable gaming all day long. This is a 4-inch full-color display. You've got turbo buttons, you've got normal buttons, so it's like having the NES Advantage in your pocket. Well, that's dirty. Anyways, it has your start and select. It's got directional controls, I'd hope. It takes 6 AA batteries, which are located back here. Also, I love this. It has external controller ports. They're 9-pin. They're nothing like the Nintendo's controller ports, but with a little creative wiring, I'm sure you can get something done. Or you can obtain official GameAxe controllers on eBay. Oh, let's crank it up here. It has a very loud speaker on it. Oh, there we go. Oh. Sure, now with the wonderful world of emulation and a PDA, you can pretty much do the same thing, but I like the ability to take my big old gray cartridges, these big pieces of gray death, with me wherever I go. It's just a lot of fun, and when people see you toting an old school Nintendo, a portable one no less, it's just a lot of fun to strike up conversation with people that share the same feelings for classic games that you do. Another cool site that I'd like to point out for people that maybe are seeing this and thinking, hey, there's no resources on the web for Nintendo stuff. Well, you can either Google it or you can go to nestplayer.com. They've got tons of links, lots of content. There's anything from hardware hacking to Nintendo software hacking. They've got game reviews, they've got game secrets, codes, and just plain silliness on there. So just go check them out, and it's really cool. Now, installation of the IDE 64 is fairly simple, being that it's in cartridge form. You take your Commodore here.
Can you edit that out?
Yeah, I'm putting that one out. Because I destroy our hard drive. Okay. In addition to storing your fun data and other things of that nature, like things that you really don't want to get rid of, you can store your pet in a timeless capsule in the IDE 64. And the way you do that is actually through the motive probe. See, flip up your Commodore, pet. No, that won't work. But if it could, that'd be pretty cool. Bear with me. Now, one of the really tubular things about the IDE 64 is the compact flash attachment. This would let you store all sorts of handy-dandy things. Woo! Is that better?